Hello everyone, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 7, Physiology and Injuries in Sports. And today we are going to learn the topic that is effects of exercise on cardiovascular system. Let us know about the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is related to circulatory system, which comprises of heart and blood vessels. The main function of that is to carry the nutrients and the oxygen to the working muscles or to the tissues of the body and removes the other waste or carbon dioxide from that part. So here we are learning related to the cardiovascular system. So cardiovascular system, the main function is that it used to supply the oxygenated rich blood, or it supplies more oxygen to the working muscles and again returns to the blood and returns the blood to the lungs to be reoxygenated and deliver the fuel to the active tissues of the body. So we know that what is the cardiovascular. So cardiovascular, the main function is to supply the oxygenated rich blood or supply of more oxygen to the working muscles and to remove the waste from that part, that is CO2 as well as other waste from that working muscles, and again bringing back towards the heart and from the heart to the lungs for the purification, and again the process used to work like a cycle. So here we are having the various effects of the exercises on cardiovascular system, that if you are engaged yourself in any of the exercise, then how it is going to affect on your cardiovascular system. Let us learn. So we are having two effects, that is immediate effect of exercise on the cardiovascular system and long term effect of exercise on cardiovascular system. So first let us learn the immediate effect of exercise on the cardiovascular system. So when you are involved in any of the exercise, then what is the effect of the cardiovascular system? Effect of exercise on the cardiovascular system. So first point that we are going to learn, that is increase in heart rate. As we know that in a normal individual, the heart rate is 72 beats per minute. That is how much? 72 beats per minute. Now as you involve yourself in any the exercise, this beat is going to rise up or it is going to increase. But when you find out this is 72 beats per minute is at the rest, that means that when you are resting, at that time your beat is how much? 72 beats per minute. But when you are involved yourself in any of the physical activity or you are exercising, then this is going to rise from 72 to more than that. It depends upon the what type of exercise you are involved and for how much duration you are going to do that exercise. Now if you talk about any of a good athlete, then their heart rate when they are at rest, their heart rate is nearby 80 to 40 beats per minute. That is low. You also are going to just find out that how it can be possible that they are having the resting heart rate is at 28 to 40 beats per minute, and it also used to increases gradually when they are involved in any type of exercise. So this heart rate increases in anticipation, that's why it is known as an anticipatory response. So when an individual start exercising, or when an athlete, a good athlete start an exercising, the rate of the heart also increases. Heart increases depends upon the intensity and the duration, that for how much duration they are going to perform. Then we are going to learn the next point, that is increase of the stroke volume. So what do you mean by stroke volume? Stroke volume means ml of the blood, that means the stroke amount of the blood which has been ejected from the left ventricle. How much amount of the blood is being ejected from the left ventricle? If you used to see your left hand side, from the left hand side, left part of your heart, how much blood is being ejected, because left side of the heart consists of the pure blood which is brought from the lungs, from the auricle towards the lowest of the heart, that is ventricle. So left ventricle, and then after from the left ventricle it is being supplied to the working muscles or to the whole over the body part through the aorta. So here when we are talking about the stroke volume, that is amount of the blood which has been ejected per beat. That means one beat how much amount of the blood is being ejected, we are going to measure, that is been measured in terms of ml, that is in milliliters. So the stroke volume increases as the intensity of the exercise increases. As you are involved yourself in more and more exercise and for a longer duration, this stroke volume also is going to increase. So when you are talking about an untrained individual, the stroke volume at the rest, that means that when you are sitting on a sofa or when you are just at a rest, you are not doing any type of movement, you are not involved in any type of physical activity, then your stroke volume will be 50 to 70 milliliter per beat. One beat how much blood is being ejected from the left ventricle, that is 50 to 70. And when you involve yourself in any of the physical activities or any of this exercise, that is going to increase from 110 to 130 ml per beat during the intense exercise. If you are involved yourself in the vigorous type of exercise, then this stroke volume is going to increase from 110 to 130. From 50 to 70 it may go up, how much, till 130 it may go up. That is in a normal individual. But what about the person, those who are a very good athlete player or a good athlete? So if you find out uh, in a good athlete, then the stroke volume when they are resting, when they are just sitting and they are just they are not involved in any type of physical activity, they are just sitting on a sofa set or they are just lying down, so their resting rate during the rest, their stroke volume will be how much blood is being ejected, that is 110 to 130 ml per beat. And during the intense during the rest, that is how much, 90 to 110 ml per beat. But it increases up to how much, 150 to 220 ml beat during the intensive exercise. When they are resting, at that time a good athlete, they will be having 90 to 110 ml milliliter of the blood is being ejected from the left ventricle. And when they are involved in any of this intense exercise, then their uh, stroke volume is going to increase from 150 to 220 during the intensive exercise. Then afterwards we are having increase in the cardiac output. The cardiac output means the whole cycle of the heart, that is bringing out the deoxygenated blood, sending to the lungs, from the lungs towards, again the oxygenated blood is being brought towards the left part of the heart, and from the left toward the whole body part. That means that the cardiac output, so it is an amount of the blood which is being pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. How much amount of the blood is being pumped out by the heart? Pumping out, that is pure oxygenated blood is being supplied, is being pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. Both the ways, from the, that is deoxygenated blood towards the lungs, and from the lungs the pure blood to the left side of the heart, and from the left side the pure blood to the whole body part. So it is been pumped out, how much is blood has been pumped out in 1 minute. So cardiac output is amount of the blood pumped by the heart in 1 minute. So cardiac output is a product of the stroke volume and the heart rate. Now as we learned in the stroke volume, that how much of the blood is being pumped out in 1 minute, in one beat how much we have learned, that is how much in at rest, how much it is, 50 to 70 when you are at the rest. In a good athlete it is 90 to 110. So here when we, that is one beat, so a normal individual is in 1 minute, how many beats are there, 72. So you can multiply and you can find out. So it will be considered in liters. So the cardiac output is a product of the stroke volume and the heart rate. The cardiac output increases proportionately with the intensity of the exercise. As you are involved yourself in the exercise, the cardiac output is also going to increase. So at rest, the cardiac output is about 5 liters per minute, but during the intensive exercise, this cardiac output increases up to 20 to 40 liters per minute. How much? 20 to 40 liters per minute. Then we are having, that is increase in the blood flow. Fourth point, that is increase in the blood flow. Now what is the blood flow? Blood flow means redistribution of the more blood to those organs or to those tissues where they have more demand, and less blood or less oxygenated blood to those tissues where it has less demand. So here it has been told that at rest 15 to 20% of the circulating blood is supplied to the skeletal muscle. So when you are at rest, at that time how much blood is being supplied to the skeletal muscle? 15 to 20%, because these muscles do not require, because you are not involved in any type of activity, so these muscles are at rest. So it is how much? 15 to 20% rest for the heart. But when a person is being involved in any of the physical activity or in any of the exercise, if the intensive exercise, then this heart supply, then this blood flow is more in the heart. That is how much? 80 to 85% of the cardiac output during the intensive exercise. So here the blood is moved away from the main organs such as liver, intestine and kidney. So blood is moved away from that place because it is not required at present, where it is required for this heart. So in fact it is been redirected to the skin to enhance the heat loss. So blood flow also increases as your intensity of the exercise increases. Then increase in the blood pressure. So here in blood pressure you heard the blood pressure like systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure is being considered the highest, and the diastolic blood pressure is being considered the lowest. So here systolic blood pressure in a healthy individual is how much? 110 to 140 mmHg, that is millimeter of mercury. Hg means mercury. You have seen that when the doctor used to check the blood pressure, they used to check the blood pressure, you can see the mercury that used to rise up and fall down. So this is in considered mmHg. So in a good athlete or a normal individual, those who are healthy, they are having the systolic pressure, that is how much? 110 to 140, whereas the diastolic pressure ranges from 60 to 90 in a healthy person. But during the exercises, the systolic pressure increases, rises up to 200 mmHg, and maximum blood pressure, systolic blood pressure in a trained athlete or a very good athlete, you may find out that systolic, that is pressure, is how much? 250 mmHg. But the diastolic pressure that used to remain unchanged. You may not find out that the diastolic pressure will be low or it is going to increase or like that. But if the diastolic pressure increases during the intensity of during the intensive exercise, that means that person is suffering from any type of heart disease related to the coronary heart diseases. So these were the immediate effects of the exercise. Then we are having a long-term effect of exercise. Now if you are performing the exercise daily, so long term have the certain adaptation. Now your certain adaptation takes place in the cardiovascular system, because daily you are performing the exercise, so our heart used to adapt accordingly. So these are called as in long term effects of exercise. So here there are the various long term effects of the exercise on the cardiovascular system. The first is increase in the size of the heart. When the person is involved himself or herself in any of the exercise for a longer time period, then the heart muscles is used to going to become stronger, the heart size is going to improve or it is going to increase, the strength of the heart is also going to increase. Here the left ventricle adapts the greatest extent, because the left ventricle has adapted. That how you used to means it has adapted as you used to exercise for a longer time period and for these many days. So here the heart wall grows stronger and thicker, and as you may find out that the more and strong the heart muscles, the more blood supply or the towards the, that means the pumping of the process of the heart will be more and more stronger, and more supply of the oxygenated blood to the all over the body part. Then afterwards we are having decrease in the resting rate, heart rate. Decrease in the resting heart rate, that means the normally heart rate is how much of an individual, that is 72. If you are involved yourself in any of the physical exercise daily, if you are performing, so after 4-5 months, if you used to check, if first you are having heart rate at resting has was at 72, that has been reduced to might be to 65 or 60 or 62. So here it has been told that there is a decrease in the resting heart rate also. So after exercise the heart finally becomes more efficient, and it has adapted the way how you used to perform the daily exercise. So highly conditioned athlete can have their resting heart rate, we have already learned that is how much the heart rate that was we have learned, that is 28 to 40 beats per minute. So there is a decrease in the resting heart rate also. Then we are having long term effect, that is third point, that is stroke volume of the at rest increases. Stroke volume at rest increases, that means that whenever you are resting, the stroke volume, we have learned that immediate effect of the stroke volume. In immediate effect we have learned that when a person is at rest, the stroke volume, that means that how much blood is being ejected from the left ventricle, that was how much, 50 to 70 ml per beat. So here that was in an individual, those who are not doing any exercise. Now if you are involved yourself in the exercise when you are resting, then after 4 5 months daily exercise or doing the daily exercise, the long term effect will be what, that when you are at resting, at that time your uh, the blood is being ejected from your left ventricle will be how much, 70 to 90 ml of the blood per beat in a trained individual. And that is, and in a very good individual, that is a good athlete, that is how much, 90 to 110 ml per beat in a best endurance athlete. So this we are talking about, that is that how much pure blood is being ejected from the left ventricle to the all over the body part, that also used to increases. Now fourth point, that is increasing the cardiac output. Definitely when you are involved in the physical activities or daily exercise, then previously your cardiac output was, for example your cardiac output was that means that in 1 minute how much blood is being pumped out from your body. For example, if we consider that only 7 liters of the blood is being pumped out from your body when you are not performing any of the exercise, but after doing the exercise or for doing the exercise for a longer time period, this cardiac output has also increased, that is from, might be from 7 it has been increased towards 10, towards 12, depends upon the intensity of the exercise you are involved and for how much long time period you are exercising there. So here there is an increase in the cardiac output also. As we have know that cardiac output, the person, those who are very good athlete, the cardiac output of those person are how much at rest, that is how much, nearby 20 to 40 liters of the blood per minute. Then we are having increase in the blood flow. So here the blood flow also increases, supply of the muscles with more oxygen during the exercise, the body increases its number of capillaries, because the blood flow is being, as there is more pressure at that time, then the capillaries, the body increases its number of capillaries also used to increases. So the existing capillaries also opens wider, the existing capillaries which we are having, and the person, those who are not involved in any of the exercise, maybe their capillaries are just lying, there is less supply of the blood because they are very narrow. But when a person is being engaged in the physical activity, this capillary is also used to open wider, and the blood is also being supplied in a better way, so the blood redistribution becomes more efficient and effective. So here the blood flow also increases to the all over the body part due to the, this is the long term effect of the exercise. Then afterwards we are having decrease in the blood pressure. Decrease in the blood pressure, that is regular exercise decreases the blood pressure, systolic and diastolic blood pressure by up to 10 mmHg at rest. At rest how much blood pressure, a person, if they are having, a person is having the highest blood pressure, that means the highest point is how much, 120 or 110, then maybe it used to reduces, and that is how much, 100, from 110 to 100 mmHg if we used to consider. But in an we are talking about, for example, if we are having a blood pressure that is high, then due to this exercise it will be reduced up to 10 mmHg when you are at the rest. Then we are having that seventh point, that is increase in the blood volume also. So here if you are performing regular exercise, so the blood volume, that means that blood used to consist of the plasma, increases the plasma volume also, which in turn enhances the blood volume. Here the body produces a greater number of the RBCs, the red blood cells, because the maximum number of the red blood cells, the more the number of red blood cells, the more oxygen it used to carry. So here the greater number of the red blood cells in order to keep the muscle supplied with the oxygen with heavy exercise. That means if you are having the more RBCs, the more oxygen is being supplied to the other muscles, other part of the body, to all over the part of the body. Then we are having quicker recovery rate. So here recovery rate is also quick after doing intense exercise. If you used to, for example, if a normal individual, if he has had a run of 400-meter run, then after 400-meter his heart used to rest. After maybe he may take 15 to 20 minutes to rest. But if a very good athlete are there, and if they used to run 400 meters, then after 5 minutes or 7 minutes might be their heart rate used to become normal. So here quicker recovery rate you may see. So a trained athlete heart rate becomes normal quickly than a beginner. So here the rate of respiration also becomes normal rapidly, therefore recovery also becomes fast. So you can find out that there is a faster recovery rate. Then we are having ninth point, that is the last point, that is reduce risk of heart disease. The person, when they are involved in any of the exercise, intense exercise, then here you may find out that these all persons, they will be having less heart disease. So the person, those who are involved in an exercise, so the long term effect will be what, that you may find out that reduced stress related hormones from the circulating in the blood streams. So you may find out less stress on the blood streams, and that's why the person may not suffer any type of heart disease. So it also reduces the risk of the heart disease. So these are the long term effects of the exercise on the cardiovascular system. Now if you are having any questions, you can ask in the comments, you can message me, and on the basis of this prepare the notes by your own. Thank you.